In May 2015, a delegation from the Australia-Lebanon Chamber of Commerce and Industry, headed by Chamber President Mr. Fadi Zouki OAM, flew to Lebanon for an important trade mission. The delegation was mainly comprised of successful Australian businessmen of Lebanese origin and Australian businessmen alike. The Honourable Steve Bracks, the former Victoria Premier, was also present.
And we've got a big delegation here. I think there's about 30 Australian Lebanese in country. And not just Australian Lebanese, I should say some Australians who are here for the first time ever. And what they're doing is seeing a country that's trying to get ahead, trying to build its economy, and that's what we're hoping to support.
You're not Lebanese, but you're part of the Australia-Lebanon Chamber of Commerce. What has pushed you to join it?
Fadi Zouki is a very good friend of mine. I've been flying with Fadi for 20 years. And we're great mates, and he asked me 2 years ago to come up with an idea to bring aviation to Lebanon, and that's what we're doing here.
In fact, I was in Melbourne last month, and I had met Fadi Zouki, who's doing a great job in getting closer the Lebanese in Australia with their roots in Lebanon. And we will try to do something in Australia in September with the ALCCI, trying to promote our real estate projects and our banking projects.
This year, the ALCCI was invited to attend the Lebanese Diaspora Energy Conference, organized by Foreign Affairs Minister Gibran Bassil, during which they had the opportunity to network with members of the Lebanese diaspora and invite entrepreneurs to attend the Business Forum 2015, themed Prosperity Through Trade and Investment. The forum, which will be held in Melbourne, Victoria in September, will allow entrepreneurs to promote and engage their business and trade with participants from Australia, Lebanon, and the Lebanese diaspora.
The impression I got was it was quite an exciting time and very much emotional time, seeing Lebanese diaspora from all around the world attend a conference here in Beirut. And I basically sympathized with a lot of them as they shared my own story, my own plight of my own journey, leaving Lebanon as a little kid, going overseas into a new world and establishing ourselves, now coming back to Beirut to try and see how we can contribute back to Lebanon.
Is dynamic. It takes export missions, obviously from Australia to Lebanon, and vice versa, bringing people to Lebanon. It's making its name. We've always had associations, but this one is making a difference now. And I think that's part of what we need to do, to have the structures in place, not only the engagements, but the structures to make a difference, and this is one of them.
I think the Chamber has an important role to promote the Lebanese products in Australia, and also to promote the Australian products in Lebanon. Because there is no way that we can keep this low level of exchange where we have this potential, a huge potential. Not to mention construction and trading, but only think of the consumption of the Lebanese descendants in Australia for Lebanese products, for agroalimentary, and you can, from this, imagine how far we can go.
We have opportunities of investment in areas of IT, property development, the financial sector is very active in Australia. So there are enormous opportunities, and they're fairly widespread, depending on the expertise and the skills, if you like, and the areas that potential investors are looking for.
Lebanon got a lot to offer Australia. Lebanon is the platform for trade into the MENA, which is the Gulf region, and West Africa. And I always say that as an example. There is about 19 million people of Lebanese origin around the world, and you highly likely, in most circumstances, you will always find a Lebanese involved in a business transaction one way or the other. So therefore, Lebanon is a broker for a lot of those deals, and we are trying to educate the Australians to use the Lebanese men of commerce, and women of commerce, of course, to be able to network throughout the Middle East. And if they want to achieve outcomes, they have to go via Lebanon. Otherwise, they will face a very long journey to achieve their goals.
As part of their mission to stimulate economic interest between Lebanon and Australia, delegation members have visited key political figures.
We discussed with the Prime Minister the opportunity for enhanced trade and investment, in particular to capitalise on the almost 500,000 Australians who are of Lebanese descent. And the majority of those are in our two major capital cities of Sydney and Melbourne, who are represented in all walks of life, in business, in academia, in politics, in the media, in a whole range of other areas. And there is great opportunity to utilise that to enhance further opportunities for economic growth in Lebanon and also therefore Australia from that point of view as well.
We believe in Lebanon always, and we always would like to see Lebanon, the growth in Lebanon in economical, in social, in political, to be as used to be years ago, the pioneer for the humanity, for the equity, for the international trade, because Lebanese in the time of Phoenician, they used to be the pioneer, and that's what we're looking forward for.
They've also met with the Lebanese International Businessmen Association Network members, as well as their counterparts at the Chambers of Commerce in Beirut and Tripoli, with whom they've signed memorandums of understanding. What can the Chamber of Commerce do to promote the image of Lebanon as a favorable country for investment?
What we're doing is to clarify and give all investors, especially Australian investors, a true picture of what's going on in Lebanon, especially in terms of the oil and gas prospects that we see as very promising, especially in relation to service companies that will be servicing the mainly offshore gas installations in the Mediterranean. And of course Australia has a lot of experience in this regard, and we hope that Australian service companies will be interested in coming to Lebanon and in having a base in the free economic zones that we are also working on establishing in Lebanon.
What would you like to invest in personally?
My background is in IT and engineering as a project management. I would like to have the same standard as we have out of Lebanon to have in Lebanon. I believe Lebanon is a beautiful country to invest on it, but we really need the security. And I would like to ask all the politicians to put their hands together and give us some kind of security so we can get all the Lebanese aboard to come and invest in Lebanon.
To be honest, I look forward to flying around here. It is a magnificent country. I've flown all around New Zealand, New Guinea, Solomon Islands, America, Canada, and this place I'm itching to fly around Lebanon.
This is congratulations to all the Lebanese in Australia, because I'm only probably one of many, and they all deserve equal reward for all their hard work and all their contribution to Lebanon.
Oh, actually, amongst many people who also have achieved a lot around the world, and I guess that was the message really of the last 2 days, that Lebanese people have achieved a lot everywhere in the world, and you know, there is a responsibility to give back to Lebanon, and I'm sure many of us will, as much as we can. But yeah, it's a very pleasing.
We should be thinking of ways perhaps in Australia to involve more of the Lebanese expat community and bring them here to possibly the event next year. Do you think anything can be done about that?
No, I think they can. I think that the Australian Lebanon Chamber of Commerce and other Lebanese groups in Australia, it's making them aware of it so that they can get out there and encourage their members to come along. And even if they can't attend, because it's a long way, but at least look at it on the internet, check out what's happened, read the speeches, and work out how they can help Lebanon and bolster the ties between both countries.
What would your message be to the Lebanese in Australia who've never been to Lebanon?
You are missing a lot. No? You are losing your roots. You can flourish much better when you are connected to Lebanon. Come visit us one time and you will do it every time.
Oh, I definitely say they're missing out. Because I think you need to touch and feel what Lebanon's about. You can't read it in a book. You can't see it in a television. You have to touch and feel it.
Come to Lebanon. You're missing out. You're missing out on a beautiful country with culture, with history, with a lot more to offer. And I think, as Chris put it, it's still surreal to me. I still don't believe that I'm actually here.
A Lebanese is a success story in his own right. No matter where he is and wherever part of the world he is, he's very dynamic. He's able to excel in all fields, yet he still maintains his roots, which tells us something is very special and unique about this little country here. You can take a Lebanese out of Lebanon, but you can't take Lebanon out of a Lebanese.